Brand new signs that the Manhattan DA's case against Donald Trump could be running into trouble. The grand jury abruptly canceled for today, and now sources say there is major dissension within the district attorney's office. DA Alvin Bragg is apparently having trouble trying to convince the jury on potential charges due to the weakness of the case. Sources also say there is a real chance that Bragg does not even bring charges. But that's not stopping Democrats and the media from salivating at the prospect of arresting the former president.
The walls are closing in, as has been said before.
You know who is still at large.
We all rose to the occasion. The papers, everybody just went there.
So many people were excited.
You should prosecute the case.
You should
when
always
you have
do
them
them
in a timely manner. But the timely manner was a year ago.
The whole world is watching our criminal justice system, and it is the first time, if he's going to be indicted, that we've indicted a former president. So I think we should take our best shot.
And Democrats are ripping Republicans for suggesting that this could be an overly political prosecution.
It's very clear they're doing the bidding of Donald Trump and trying to undermine this investigation, even to the point of potentially obstructing it.
They are acting like Donald Trump's criminal defense lawyers, except they also have the subpoena power, which makes them dangerous. And to hear Kevin McCarthy also, I have to say it was really more than I could stomach. Talk about equal justice. As you pointed out, what he's really interested in is the most unequal justice, in which the Republican Party leader, Donald Trump, gets a pass for any kind of criminal activity.
And just listen here to Trey Gowdy, who weighed in.
This would be one of those rare instances where even people on the left ought to be able to say this is the wrong fact pattern, this is the wrong jurisdiction, and it's being brought by the wrong person. On his very first day in office, Alvin Bragg announced all the crimes that he was not going to pursue, resisting arrest. So imagine how interesting and ironic and backwards it is that Donald Trump could resist arrest if he's indicted, interfere with a law enforcement officer, and that would not be prosecuted.
Okay, Greg, has the media learned nothing?
You know
look at that montage.
This reminds me of the nor'easters that never come. You know, you go, you board up the windows, you buy a case of Poland Spring, and then doesn't show up. I mean, here's a possibility. Did Trump just prank these morons? Because this really looked like Christmas for morons. You know, he's the guy who kicked this off, right? The press fell in line. They lapped it up. They had one collective orgasm. You could even tell Joe Scarborough, the Morning Beavis, he even could tell how stupid he sounded. And I like this case because it did separate like the idiots from the intellects. It's not down party lines at all. It's like on the right and the left, the people with working brains unclouded by ego or ratings saw it for what it is. And they're going, come on, this is like, the case is flimsier than a $5 umbrella. You do this, you're going to break new ground. You got crime out of control in New York. There's something else going on here. So all the smart people knew what was going on. But the other people like Scarborough and Sonny Hostin and Adam Schiff, you can't really blame them because they are, by science's definition, idiots. But I think you have to question Bragg's underlying, what's his mission? You know, when you cut prosecutions by 25%, while murders rise 51% and shootings rise 100%, but he chooses to upgrade a misdemeanor to a felony for the president while downgrading felonies to misdemeanors for violent criminals. I mean, this dude gets fan mail from Rikers. He's got more blood on his hands than the Wuhan market. So I think that he's deliberately trying to turn the system inside out. You know, he's reinventing it as a prosecution arm for the hard left, which it should be pretty chilling to everybody because no one is safe if he can do this.
Judge, what happened today with the grand jury? Do you know?
Yes, they didn't meet.
Okay, why? Do you know why? Sorry, let me rephrase the question. Do you know why they did not meet today, Judge?
No, the DA didn't call me and tell me. I'm sorry. It appears that this is a grand jury that meets Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. It does not meet on Tuesdays, and apparently they told them not to come in today. Now, the only thing that I can imagine, trying to read the tea leaves here, is that, according to one source, the district attorney is having trouble convincing the grand jury on potential charges due to weakness of the case. Now, any DA has an obligation, if he's going to get a grand jury indictment, to get at least a majority of the 23, which is a quorum in the grand jury. Now, if you don't have 12 out of 23, that's really a weak case, because the case is weak to begin with. But I also think, and I don't obviously know, I think Bob Costello, who was a defense attorney, who was a defense's witness, if you want to call Donald Trump the defense at this point, went in and testified and made it very clear to everyone in the grand jury that repeatedly Michael Cohen said, I have nothing against Donald Trump. I have nothing against Donald Trump. I've been his lawyer. I have nothing against him. And he was suicidal and about to kill himself. He was so worried about what was going to happen to him that Costello surmised that if he was about to kill himself, if one thing could save him, and that would be actually, throwing Donald Trump to the wolves, he would have done it. But he kept saying, I have nothing. So I think it's a combination of Costello. I think it's a combination of the grand jury possibly hearing that you cannot take a federal crime, call it offense, and bootstrap it to a misdemeanor to make it a felony, and then you don't have jurisdiction to prosecute it. But I also think if they are bringing Michael Cohen back, they are rehabilitating him now in order to bring him back. So, they've got to be real clear, because he's got so many differing opinions and different statements that he's made on Donald Trump that case is falling apart. So I think it's curious that they say maybe Bragg won't bring it. I have a feeling that maybe the grand jury isn't buying it.
And Jessica, what do you hear from Democrats, or what do you think about so many on the left are saying this is not the case you should bring?
Yeah.
Even though you had some in the New York Times saying, actually, it really makes a lot of sense. That doesn't seem to be winning the argument.
No, they're really the standout ones who are making that argument publicly. It's not as if people don't think that there may have been a crime that was committed. It's just a lot bigger of an issue than, like, did someone violate the law, the hush money? Was it a business expense? Not necessarily. Was it, did it turn into kind of a campaign donation? Sure. But is this where you're going to go, especially at a time where Trump has what's going on in Georgia? He has the special counsel. Jack Smith is still moving ahead with that. Is this going to be the thing that's your entree into actually going into the legal world with this? To Greg's point, the smart ones are saying maybe just take a second on this one. And it is interesting that Bragg, who initially wasn't going to do this and he said he's going to do it, and I don't know if he had pushback again from top prosecutors, the ones who stuck around, who just said, this is absolutely not where we should be on this. And Axios had a headline up this afternoon that GOP senators are really divided about the idea that House Republicans want to bring Alvin Bragg in, right? They want to question him. Why are you doing this? What's the timing? Is this just a partisan stunt? And the GOP Senate is saying, let's just get things done, right? All of this is about electioneering. Nothing else matters to people, right, than their political survival. From someone like Alvin Bragg, who everyone hates him now, right, to senators who need to be reelected in 2024 and Congress people. And they're saying, let's get some real wins on the board. Let's have an economic plan. Let's make sure people have health care, the things that folks really care about.
And Jesse, it's by President Trump putting this out there into the world on Saturday, and now everybody's talking about it. It was like heads he wins, tails he wins, because Bragg is losing on both sides.
I'm feeling alive again, Dana.
Oh, is that right?
We did 4 years of this, and it was one of the most thrilling moments of most of our lives. The Russia hoax, the injustice, the leaks. And I'm feeling the adrenaline all of a sudden. Like 2 years with Biden, I've been asleep. And now I feel like I'm under assault. I feel like the country's under assault. Trump's under assault. The Trump movement's under assault. And I don't like when people say, oh, I have to defend this. And, I always have to defend this. Good. I want to defend this. And politics is not just going on offense. Politics is defense, too. And the left is relentless. And you might be right. There might be more vulnerability down in Georgia. The documents deal is a wash. But this is BS. It has nothing to do with the campaign. This is a private matter with a woman. Whatever happened to the left saying, oh, who cares what happens in the bedroom? Let's get the government out of the bedroom. Now they're trying to get in the bedroom here? Come on. I don't know if Dana read this.
Do you pay for all bedroom activities through your lawyer?
I don't know. Not through the campaign.
Well,
I don't know if you read the New York Times today, Russ Duhat op-ed, Dana, but he brought up the Clinton situation. I mean, we did years of the Clinton sex stuff. Where did that get Bill Clinton? He got approval in the 70s. He left well-liked, and everybody agreed, you know what, everybody lies about sex. This is what? This is not even lying about sex. This is not even saying anything. Stormy Daniels denied it after she signed the NDA. And then she came back with her hand out. Come on, they don't have a love child like John Edwards. There's nothing there. You can't make this into a campaign finance deal. And then Bragg wants the mugshot. You're right. He just wants the mugshot. Because you get a mugshot, it's the most viral image of politics. It's like Sonny Liston like this with Muhammad Ali like that. It's going to go viral all over the world, and they're going to use it in every campaign for the next 2 years. Yep. You're going to see it in every news, every newspaper, and it's going to scare Republican donors. Are they going to throw money at a guy that's been indicted, been booked, been fingerprinted? A lot of these corporate guys don't want to throw money at a guy like Trump. So that's what this is about. They're trying to criminalize the president, criminalize his movement, and make him look so dangerous that he's leading this dark army of insurrectionists. And that's how the FBI can get to use those anti-terror tools against the movement.
You know, what you're getting at is so true. It wasn't us. It wasn't Fox or the five that elected Trump in 2016. It was the very same people pushing this. It was the Morning Joes and the Discord orgy on CNN that basically just shoved all the oxygen to Trump, which is exactly what happened this week. Yep. And for some reason, our muscles were not in use, and we weren't used to it.
Right.
But it happened again. Yeah. They are in the process of possibly electing Trump again by giving him all the oxygen.
Yeah, and also, what does it say about the fact that when Trump had the Department of Justice, we knew that Hillary Clinton had used the same thing. She used a political operative and a political issue, creating the Steele dossier, that the FEC was a crime, and that was booked the same way as a legal expense. Trump could have gone after her with the Justice Department. He didn't do that. No. And yet now they're trying to make something up to go after Trump.
All they did was chant, lock her up.
Yeah,
they're actually trying to lock him up.
No.
Right.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.